hallucinating every time I hear.
Oh, nice. I do think that like there's some real brilliance in here and some true artistry. Hello, welcome to this video. My name's Dan, aka Lucen. I'm a singer-songwriter, music producer person who also listens to music. And today I'm going to be reacting to Doja Cat's brand new album. This is Scarlet. Let's go. Okay, so the rollout for this album has been very strange. There's been all sorts of weird things. She's been saying stuff to her fans that they don't really like. So I'm hoping you guys still want to actually watch this video. It's been a very weird time for her, but she's got a #1 at the moment in the UK. So she seems to be going from like strength to strength in terms of her artistry. I listened to, what did I listen to? Attention, which I really liked. And so I'm quite interested to actually dig into like what she has to offer through a whole album. I honestly don't know much about Doja Cat. I haven't even heard Paint the Town Red. I've only heard that, oh, I said what I said in TikToks and stuff. No, I haven't listened to any of her earlier albums. I'm very fresh. But before we get into it, if you're new to this channel and you love reactions that dig into like the artistry behind the artist, then I am your guy. Make sure to subscribe. I always get into all the lyrics. I get into the production. I really kind of like try and take a forensic view and try and figure out what the artist is trying to do. So yes, make sure to subscribe for that. If you want to check out this video or any of my videos without any cuts in any of the songs, then you can do so over on Patreon. The link's in the description. And make sure to leave your top 5 songs from the album in the comments. I'll be giving you my top song at the end of the album reaction, so make sure to stick around for that. But yes, make sure to write in the comments what your top 5 is. I love going through them. Everybody does it every month, every video, and it's actually so fun. So yeah, cool. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna paint the town red. Song #1 is Paint the Town Red. Okay. Oh, it's Walk On By. It's a Motown artist, isn't it? Interesting reference. Such a fun sample.
I don't care, I paint the town red. I'd rather be famous instead. I let all that get to my head.
Okay, so she's letting the fame get to your head.
Take a whole life for me to settle.
Take a whole life for me to settle. Like the vocal harmonies.
I put good dick all in my kidneys.
Love the rhythm. She's like slowly building up the tightness of the rhythm so that it's building tension as she goes.
Trust me, I have magical foresight.
And I love like her kind of flow.
You can't take
the way she plays with starting raps on like offbeats and things. Kind of keep it really going. I said what I said. So that sample carries all the way through. I wonder whether like the meaning of the song chosen for the sample has any kind of reference to the meaning of the song, you know? I know Beyonce does a lot of that. Got my smoothie. Seems to be a lot about her identity.
Money really all that we fiending for. No more, cause bitch, I said what I said. Be famous instead.
Yeah. Maybe she's like happy to let the fame go to her head, which is interesting. Not usually the narrative that you hear in a song.
I don't care, I paint the town red.
I find it interesting that in like hip-hop adjacent music, bragging has become like the standard, but like in other forms of music, like it doesn't come across in the same way. Like it comes across entitled, doesn't it? That's a cool sample. Let me just double check the sample. Diane Warwick. Classic. Yeah, so like the meaning of like Walk On By is like a sense of like, let me cry, I don't need people coming in and saying to me, are you okay, are you okay? Just like do your thing. So maybe that's kind of something that Doja's like picking up on, this idea that like she doesn't need people to come in and interfere. She's kind of happy to do her own thing. Yeah, I enjoyed that. It's a nice vibe. I love the warmth that the kind of really old Dionne Warwick track kind of adds to it with the kind of bright sheen over the top. She's got a really brilliant sense of flow that kind of like really keeps you hanging on each lyric and keeps the tension building throughout the song. So it gives it kind of this satisfying thing when she gets to bitch. It's like she stops, you know? It's like da na 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 bitch. I said what I said. It's really like well composed in that sense. I said what I said. She's also got so much character in her rapping, you know? Like her accent is very strong. It's very memeable as well, like the way that she says that, you know? I'd rather be famous instead. I let that all get to my head. I don't care. I paint the town red. So painting the town red seems to be a metaphor for her. Almost like painting the town her colour. I'm going to do what I want to do. And I need you to all walk on by. Leave me alone. She's a bad bitch. She's a rebel. She put her foot to the pedal. It'll take a whole lot of me to settle. She the devil. So there's a sense of like the things that are being said to her. You know, she's a devil. Like those things were said at her, right? Like there was all that weird controversy. She's taken that directly and kind of saying, actually, I couldn't care less about what you think of me. You know, I'm going to walk on by. They just want my love and my energy. You can't talk shit without penalties. Bitch, I'm your shit. If you send for me, I'm going to glow up one more time. Talking about like maybe like the way her career is glowing up, the way that she's like leveling up her own thing. One more time maybe suggests that like she's going to go for the mainstream as big as she possibly can, and then she's maybe going to bow out. Interesting. But yeah, certainly interesting that she's talking about like her fame in a way that's so brash. It's almost like, I'm going to inhabit all the things that you're saying about me. I will be that demon character for you if you want. Whatever, it's going to pay my bills, you know? Okay, next song, this is Demons. Ooh. Love this sample. Interesting mixture of rhythms. So she got the 6/8 thing going on the back, and then it's like 4/4 over the top, which is quite fun. It's kind of like this weird mixture of like a swung rhythm and a straight rhythm.
I just bought a limousine. That shit should be big at least.
So it's like, I'm bigger than you, I'm better than you, I'm something to aspire to. Kind of classic hip hop vibes really at this point.
I would never let you in my VIP.
I'd never let you in my VIP.
What are those?
What are those? I like that she has like a sense of humor in her songs, you know.
How my demons look. How my demons look.
Bitch. It's a favourite word.
Fastest growing bitch on all your apps now. You are tired.
Again, more about her rise to fame, her VIP status. It's like people turning, like changing their tune after she's famous type thing.
Swallowed all his kids and spit the class out.
Yeah. How you bitches doing now that my pockets are full? How my demons look. Interesting. Okay, not my favourite, if I'm honest. I like songs that have a bit more like melody and harmony to them, and that one was a little bit more like, you got the sample, you got the 808 bass line, you've got your drums. That's kind of it. You know, how mine's demons look now that my pockets are full. It's a bit of an interesting one, right? Because like your demons, the things that you regret, the things that the kind of voices in your head telling you you're not good enough, like how are they looking now that I've actually succeeded, you know? And it's kind of interesting to hear her kind of like almost like address them and be like, you know, you weren't right. I am actually the shit, you know? Just an interesting perspective. I just bought a limousine. You live like me in your dreams. I just quit the nicotine. If you're throwing dick at me, that should be big at least. Like a lot of this stuff is like the same kind of thing, you know? I'm big, I'm powerful, I'm rich, I'm famous, you know. I'm really tired of people singing about that. If I'm completely honest, like for me there's nothing like admirable about throwing around your power and your wealth in people's faces, you know. Like it doesn't turn me on to somebody, it kind of like turns me the other way. I do like the way that she's addressing her demons, and maybe that's kind of what the angle is. It's like the voices in my head that have been trying to pull me down for this long, now, you know, I can kind of wave all my success in their face. So I do get it in that sense, but on the surface level, like it's very difficult for me to like connect to somebody who's basically being like, I'm rich and famous. I mean, it's very British of me to say that, I think, but do you know what I mean? Okay, next song, this is Wet Vagina. I'm sure this will be my favourite song. It sounds like it's sampling some sort of like old movie or something, maybe? Like it could be like a Blade Runner sample or something. You know, that's what it's giving me. I just shut the Gucci store down to be safe.
Stroke it like he's straight, but they think my nigga gay. Yeah.
I do like her personality and her attitude that comes through in her songs, you know. And I think that is like part of the key to success in modern pop is this idea of personality, you know.
I live life like I got a cheat code. I don't shop anymore, got an ego. Tell me what.
Yeah, so it's I'm the shit again.
Kick me out the Met, but I really run fashion.
Kick me out the Met, but I really run fashion.
Really like
She get kicked out of the Met? I remember her being there just as a cat.
I bring a drip with.
I bring the drip with wet vagina. There's the kind of feminine empowerment, isn't there? Even in like mentioning her vagina in such kind of like stark, kind of out there terms is kind of a feminist move in itself, isn't it? You know, I don't give a shit. Like, why should me mentioning my vagina be controversial? You know, I like that kind of attitude in it. Wet vagina. Yeah, again, kind of, I don't know, to me, I was picking up more of the same story. I really like the sample in that one. Let's Google wet vagina. No. Someone tell me what all the samples are in this album. Move like a goat cause bitches go lying. Interesting. I had to draw a long line in the sand. Now I see a lot of long lines at the venue. I just shut the block down, look at my estate. I just shut the Louis store just down to be safe. So there's a lot of references to fashion. Stroke it like he's straight, but they think he's gay. I'm not sure what this song really is going for. Like, I like all the references to fashion, but then it's like I live life like a cheat code. So it's like, you know, I've like references to gaming and then trophies and stuff, you know. All that's stressing about me has really been giving you acne. Yeah, it's more of the same, really, for me, in terms of like the lyrical content. It's like, I'm the shit. Everyone needs to get on board with her, you know, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Okay, next song. This is Fuck the Girls, FTG. Ooh. That's cool. This is really cool. The rhythm in that is really satisfying to listen to. I love the kind of anger in this song. It's like really like visceral in the way that she's performing it, you know. It also, to me, kind of has like a feminist ideal as well, in the way that in every city, in every region, it's just like nobody cares about us, you know. I love how that kind of fuck comes in like on the beat before the bar starts, so it really kind of has this kind of pickup thing to it where it comes in kind of sooner and has that kind of urgency, you know. Yeah, I really like that one actually. That was like my favourite so far, I think. Just the way that the flow and the rhythm was in that one was really satisfying. F the girls. They ain't with me, then they with me, so F the girls. I don't need them, I'm too pretty. Every region, every city, the whole damn world saying fuck the girls. So she's saying it, the whole world is saying it, and like maybe there's a sense of like there's like a group of friends, not friends, people, females, who maybe she considered friends and who are kind of riding on her coattails, it seems. Who dare ride on my new Versace coattails? Then we'll pull out cameras at hotels, sell that shit for a dime, I pay their home bills. Yeah, so there's a sense of like maybe people that she's trusted or people that she thinks she can trust because they're female actually still taking advantage of her and like taking photos and making money off of her and stuff. Oh, there's more references to the demon character yelling 666. She seems to be really focusing on that character of the demon, you know. I think that's quite a key thing going through, you know. Cool. Right, next song. This is Ouchies. Fun.
Let me get it started.
Nice.
Round one, fight.
The track on this one is really cool.
Let me get it started. Ice.
This one has so much fun stuff going on that I'm really liking it.
Okay. Y'all really phoned it in with the music lately. I don't need another.
Nice.
You hallucinating every time.
Again, so much personality in this.
Round one, fight.
I like that the kind of main hook is so simple.
She wanna hit me, I said no, Mike Tyson. In 2050 they will know you owe this. Don't need another dot, can't talk me down.
Nice. This one's got so much rhythm to it.
Round two, ice.
It's like going rounds with people.
Musty, dusty bitches. Don't you ever
is. It's like, don't come for me, I will fucking fight you. Yeah. Cool. It's like a warning. It's like, don't come for me because I will fucking smack you. I love the personality in that. And I love, like, the way she was singing it, that there was like a real sense of like kind of slightly unhinged feeling. It's like, if you come for me, I am unhinged, I will punch you, which I really like. And I love how that kind of syncs up with this idea of it being like a boxing match. Yeah, and I really liked the sample and a lot of the sound effects stuff going on in the background, because it kind of gave it like this manic kind of energy, which was really cool, really suited like what she was trying to say, I think. Yeah, so round 1 fight, round 2 ice, like maybe you're icing your bruises or whatever. Round 3, bye, off you go. Okay, I don't mean to instigate you or phone it in with the music lately. That's really like nicely written. I don't need another hit because it's useless, really. A hit or a punch, do you know what I mean? Like a song or a physical hit. Sounds like she's really going for somebody specifically, right? 100 Billies, I'm the GOAT, no Eilish. Don't know why you're coming for Billy. I love the attitude and I love the personality in that one. Next song, this is 97. If you guys tell me this is when she was born, I'm gonna cry. Actually, it's only 5 years younger than me.
Smoking while I cruise through the veg. Looks like we don't give a shit. I ain't got no skeletons.
Looks like we don't give a shit.
They ain't even ready, spaghetti, baby. They
Mom spaghetti.
Paint on me, make me gorgeous. I'ma take the cream and
I do appreciate when samples are used that are so opposite of the sound of the song. Like the kind of contrast, like is really satisfying to listen to. Like this one is like a bare kind of raw piano sample with a really loose rhythm, with a really tight rhythm over the top. You know, it's like, it really gives it kind of an ambling kind of sense.
What are those? You look like
what are those? She said that twice now. She's the meme queen.
Bunny go hop about the scene and now they wanted more. Like they wasn't trying to fight me in threads. That's a comment, that's a view, and that's a rate, and that's some hate.
Yeah, about engagement, right?
Watch me pull up in that 97 Benz.
She's like, I'm just gonna drive on by. I'm just gonna not let all that stuff bog me down. I could let it. I could like teach you about engagement, teach you about social media, but I choose not to. You know, I'm above it all. There's a lot of attitude in this. She says, like, a lot of the time, like, I don't care about anything. I don't care about anyone. But clearly she does, because she's singing about it. It's like, I don't care about what you say about me. You can just keep on saying it because I'm just a, you know, like, I've got loads of money, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't care. And it's like, you do care. Otherwise you wouldn't be writing this song, would you? That's kind of like the thing that underpegs a lot of these kind of like ego-y kind of brash kind of cocky songs for me. Yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed the sample in that one. Pull up in the 97 Benz, sexy with that fire truck red, smoking while I cruise through the valley. Why are you cruising through? I'm guessing, oh, the you so ignorant. Yeah, okay, so that's the thing. Like, I was like, you're gonna cause a wildfire, babe. I ain't got no skeletons in my luxury walk-in. They even ready spaghetti, baby, they sauceless. That's fun. Yeah, again, like more of the same. I kind of feel like some of these songs are kind of filler in the way that they're like, it's all saying the same thing. I'm wondering like, what is it she wanted to achieve with this album, rather than just telling us that she's the shit. I kind of thought there was more. From when I had Attention, I kind of thought there was a bit more to her. She hadn't really proved that yet to me. Okay, next song, this is Gun. Nice.
Here's a new position from the front. I can make that dick go fucking gut. Baby, I know how to use a gun.
Maybe I know how to use a gun. Amazing.
Bite the bullet, baby. Take one for the team.
Biting the bullet, literally, metaphorically.
Shoot it down my throat, but with the silencer. I know that she never, I don't fight, but
I love the way that she's like so quiet on that word and it all kind of goes away. It's like, it's cute. It's kind of like, I really like the way that she has, yeah, like a sense of kind of comedy.
yeah.
So this is all about sex, right?
Aim fire when he behind the baby. Here's a new position from the front.
She's kind of like pushing sex to like such extreme places because she's almost like maybe not satisfied. Oh, okay, right. So the gun is like the metaphor for the penis, presumably. Cool, fun. Lots of like funny kind of like moments in there. I love again how she's so unabashed about her own sexuality. Like I love the one she's like, I'm gonna ride in James Dean's car till I cream. Like that's so good. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna make that dick go fucking like a machine gun. Hilarious. James Dean, let me in them jeans. Put me in your hip and let me ride till I cream. I love how she's like using like kind of classic image of James Dean and defining it. It's like really like satisfying. Better bite the bullet, take one for the team. Right, okay, so she's like talking about like doing a blowjob, but with a silencer. Yeah. Lots of really fun innuendo in here. Well, innuendo and blatant things, you know, as well. Aim fire when he behind it, go boom. Let the trigger spray when these local women want to woo. But yeah, I wonder whether like there's a sense of like needing to kind of push it really, really far because she doesn't feel satisfied. That's kind of what I got from some of the lyrics in there. Okay, next song, this is Go Off. Go off, bitch.
She fuck me in my friends, cause she gon' turn the cheek and she gon' tell you talk.
I need this song to go somewhere. I do like this section. It's almost like a sense of like kind of childlike kind of innocence to the sound of the song, you know. Just use of like maybe the xylophone or something in the background that's giving me that. Yeah, she says yeah a lot, doesn't she? I like how she's like almost like building up another person here, you know. She's like, you know, this person like is got higher standards, she's doing really well. Go off, sis. You know, it's like a song of support, you know. It sounds like almost like your younger sister kind of character potentially. Yeah, it's like a wooden xylophone or something. Like it's not a xylophone as if it's made of wood, but you know what I mean? Like a mallet instrument that's giving it that kind of young and innocent kind of feeling, you know? Interesting. Yeah, I like how she uses a sample to kind of evoke a certain kind of meaning, memory that we can link ourselves, that we can link to, you know, as listeners, and then kind of tell a story over the top that kind of like where that sample kind of reinforces that feeling, you know? Like for me, like the use of a sample that uses that kind of wooden mallet kind of sound gives it a kind of like childhood kind of nostalgic kind of feeling, you know, like the start of the Rugrats or something. Then to then tell a story of somebody who like maybe is like a younger sister character, you know, Little Mama, you know, maybe like a little pet name for a younger sister, and kind of like empowering her, I think then kind of lends in the kind of element of like, you know, protection for that, you know, that you want to kind of feel like you want to protect this younger person, you know, because the song kind of reinforces that kind of innocence in them. No, Mama, go off, let them gag and choke with your Louboutins. More red references, the red heels, I know. I've watched Desperate Housewives. Get your bag, don't stop, because they won't shut up. Little Mama, go off, Little Mama, go off. She makes the Fendi with the Shane. Shane being like that kind of like knockoff website, right? She don't slide in no DM. She don't let no one win. She sees them when she sees them. So it's like a powerful kind of character. And she's like, you do you. I support that. You know, I like it. Yeah, cool. Next song. This is Shut-Cho. I guess like shut your mouth or something. Don't forget it. I like the way this is treated because it almost sounds like you're listening to it on the radio. Yeah. It's kind of interesting, that kind of like juxtaposition, you know, between the kind of light, kind of innocent, kind of like, beautiful, lovely, and then like really heavy drums. Got you cussing on a Sunday now. Getting bodied, putting you in a box.
To me, miss, I'm not your friend.
I do not exist to you, miss, we're not my friend. I do feel like this album is very bloated. Like, it's 17 songs, a lot of which are all pointing at similar topics, similar tempos, similar drums, you know? Like, if she was telling more kind of complex stories or more varied stories, I get it, you know, but like, she could easily take a few of these songs out and she would still get her opinion across, you know? Again, yeah, I like the production on it, and I do like that using a different sample in each song kind of gives it a different energy. Yeah, I don't know, it's just like, it's all sounding a bit the same to me, to be honest. I do like that is George Michael, right? Oh, it's 10cc. My dad would kill me for that, he loves 10cc. Yeah, obviously a really, really famous song to sample. Everyone's going to have specific emotional connections to that, and I think she knows that. That's kind of like, for me, where the art is in sampling. It's like, you are aware that this is a reference, you are aware of what people are going to feel when they hear this song, and so you kind of write a new song within that universe. Like, that's kind of the thing for me. Got a lot of things to be happy about. Run my check up while they run their mouth. Shut your goofy ass up. It's basically like, stop coming for me. They say they want money, but all they do is run their mouth. All they do is complain. She needs editing. That's what I think. Because, like, I understand, like, the kind of creative process of just kind of, like, feeding the flow and going for it and being, you know, experimental and, like, ad-libbing type thing. But, like, I feel like that's a good way to find the gold, but you could then need to kind of carve around it to really frame the good stuff. And to me, like, almost an hour long, this album is just feels it needs editing, because there is like great moments in each of the songs, you know. It feels like a data dump rather than a kind of concise, considered piece of work, you know. Okay, next song. This is Agora Hills. Nice. I like this sample. Not sure what. It's like an 80s power ballad. Oh, that's being fucked with. That's fun.
Kissing and hope to cut us.
Nice. I like slightly slow tempo. I want to show you off. That's nice. Fun.
9:30.
Huh.
See you there. You hang up. Some different.
I like all the kind of references to kind of classic movie romance, you know. Maybe she's feeling it, you know, this idea that she wants to show her partner off. I like that.
They heard I don't fuck with them birds. I'm a mean kitty, don't get stabbed with the ratchet. Boys gun to the pigtail. I love you. I want a big chill, boy, don't trip.
That's nice.
Baby, can you call me back? I miss you. So lonely in my mansion.
Is that that's probably from a movie, right? You're gonna have to tell me what all the samples are. Make sure to comment, like, all the ones I haven't noticed. Yeah. I like this one, actually. I like the melody in it. I like the kind of smoothness in it. It's got a bit of that kind of 90s R&B feel.
Sorry. I was taking a sip of my own.
Love the little samples. It's almost like putting it in a kind of really youthful place, you know?
It's your therapy, but you ain't holding shit. Love it when they Hong Kong on the street. When they see us, cause this type of love's the epitome. Said, baby, why are you capping? You just cap so hard. Kissing and hope.
Okay, I don't know what she's saying there. I like the kind of central conceit of this being like quite kind of romantic. It's quite a nice change of pace. Cool. I really enjoy the production on this one. There's that sort of kind of dreamy feel to it. I love the filter sweeps as well. Yeah, I enjoyed that one. I really loved the vibe of it. It kind of like felt like a kind of dreamy romance, and that she was kind of living within that and kind of like relishing in it, almost like it is a movie, and then having these little movie excerpts. No, you hang up, you know, it's like the cliche of that kind of romance, you know, and maybe she's actually like, no, I actually kind of feel that. You know, it's nice. Kissing and I hope they caught us. I want to show you off. I want to brag about it. No, you hang up. There's something different about you. Love when you hit and smack too. Baby, let me lick on your tattoos. So there's a bit of like kinky play there. That's true that I like PDA, public display of affection. Take you to a seedy place, suck a little dick in the bathroom. So there's a bit of like her expressing her kind of exhibitionist kind of vibes. Who that man with the big strong hands on her ass in the club with the paps, baby, that's you. And so there's a sense of like, even the paparazzi can, you know, take pictures of us or whatever. I am so happy with this romance that I have, I'm ready to rub it in everybody else's face. It's like, yeah, it's cool. It's like obviously very Doja in the kind of attitude, but like still I like the romance in it, you know, and how the song reflects that, like the sound of the song reflects that. Okay, next song. This is Can't Wait. I like the chords. Nice. I really like this actually.
Here's another one about you. Maybe after barnacles upon you. If you were to be,
Her voice sounds a bit hoarse in this.
not to be too much, but I am always.
Maybe she was ill on this song or something.
You're cursing out your mirror. You're taking it too far. I wanna write you poetry and jokes and even songs last forever.
Nice. I like these little moments of like vulnerability in her romance, you know. The men I shoo. That's fun. Love it.
And I wouldn't do this for no man. I'm just trying to bring you drinks and assortments. A crab boil that reminds you of New Orleans. And stop by in Paris and watch you taste the cheese. Take it to Balut.
It's really cute, like the kind of like romance that she is like expressing here, you know, like evoking kind of classical romantic kind of things, like, you know, like going to France and Italy and all that. I'm going to Venice with my boyfriend this week.
Giving me faith that it's not enough. Can't wait to get next to you.
She's like, I'm kind of moving all my plans and like making all my decisions so that because I just can't wait to be with you, you know. Yeah, cool. I really like that one. I think that might be one of my favourites so far, actually. Like, it had more melody to it, which is more my vibe. And I like that she's kind of getting a bit more vulnerable with us rather than like at the beginning of the album. It was very much like, walls up, I'm the shit, fuck you, you know. Whereas this one is like a little bit more, I just can't wait to be with you. You know, I can't wait to do all these beautiful things with you. I wonder whether like a lot of her like career is getting in the way of some of this stuff, you know. She might not have time to go and like do all the romantic stuff, all the things I do, all the plans I move, all the men I shoo. That's my favourite. Boy, I can't wait to get next to you. Here's another one about you. Baby, I want to gush about you. I want to be the stubborn crust of barnacles upon you. She's so strange. Like, some of the things that she says in her lyrics are just so funny. If you were to become a middle American farmer, I'd read up every vegetable and harvest them around you. So it's like, even if like we went and did something that was totally completely different, I still would follow you, and because I love you that much, you know. I've never met a man who gets it like you do. Or when you leave, I'm moving very awkwardly around you. Yeah, so she's kind of like wrestling with the thing that she feels like maybe she's a bit much, not giving him enough space. It really is like her version of a love song. I love all this. I want to take you overseas and stop by in Paris and watch you taste the cheese. Je suis, I love you, mon chéri. That's nice. I like all that. The romance of going on holiday in Paris, you know. If you feel the need to dip and take a breather, just know that I will wait, or that I'd never leave, and giving you space, giving you cover. So she does understand that she needs to give him a bit of space in order to, you know, keep it good, you know. Okay, next song, this is Often. Oh, nice. That drum is like so like right there. Completely different vibe, you know, to the rest of the album. I'd prefer to have a whole album that had a bit more of this stuff. It was a bit more experimental, you know. And she's actually singing loads. Like at the beginning of the album, she wasn't singing at all. It almost feels like there are two separate albums here. And like this second album, I'm really enjoying. It's like she's really dipping into a bit of psychedelic, a bit of jazz. She sounds a little bit like Solange, doesn't she? Yeah, I'm really enjoying Doja in this kind of like neo R&B kind of vibe.
I just wanna watch us again.
I love the texture in this song as well. It's like the drum is so crisp and nice to listen to. The way that like there's that kind of shuffling that interacts with the kind of smoothness of the psychedelic kind of guitar. fun backing vocals and stuff as well. Got the 2 spiders on the album covers, freaking me out a bit. Yeah, nice. I really liked that. That was really cool. Sounded like so experimental. It sounded like a unique sound. It sounded like something different, you know, when like so much of the first half of the album for me like all kind of merged into one and was starting to become a bit like, let's pick a sample, let's put the same drums in it and I'll just freestyle. You know, that's really kind of what I was getting from a lot of the first half of the album. This is something totally different and really something exciting. I really like it. You must do this often, baby. It's so telling what you can do. It's a simple understanding. Got so much more up your sleeve. You want to make sure I don't leave. You must take your daddy so proud. Make your daddy... You must make your daddy so proud. Why are you bumping on grinding on me? You got more than something I need. So it's really about the sexual, the romance, the sexual kind of feelings within that romance is just like so passionate. And so it has a bit of that kind of old soul kind of sound where it's like, you know, a bit Marvin Gaye, a bit like I'm gonna fuck you nicely kind of vibes, you know. I'm really getting all those things from it and I really enjoy her in this mode, you know. I feel like all the songs that have been about her romance for me, obviously like I'm a romantic so I get it, but like I just feel like these songs are more interesting. Okay, next song, this is Love Life. Is this like supposed to be a double album? Because it really does have that feeling to it. It's so long, A,
My life's like this.
and B, like very different sounds in this back half that I'm loving.
I love it when my life's like this. Life's like this. Life's like.
I love it when my life's like this.
Love it when my clothes smell fresh. I love it when my fans speak French. Friends call back. I love showing them brand new tracks.
I really feel like she's just living within the things that she loves and celebrating those things in a kind of free flow, you know.
I love hearing a roar when I go on the stage on tour. I love it when they doing the same. I love it when my fans love change. That's how we change the game.
Love it when my fans love change. It's like my fans kind of give me the freedom to be able to do the kind of music I want to make, you know, which is like necessary for an artist to be able to evolve, you know. Really like the heavy reliance on like thick harmonies and stuff. Really vintage kind of vibe.
They love it when I write like this. I love it when my team feels strong and now all of them be getting along. I hope that I can ease some of the stress. I understand you want me to win. Effect now like dog eat dog and cat eat fish. I stand in the jungle. You offer me tools that make my life feel simple.
You offer me tools that make my life feel simple. It feels like here she's really being like truthful to herself in the music that she's making. I feel like maybe the stuff early on was so reactionary, you know. It was like, you've said this, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I'm powerful, blah. You know what I mean? Like, whereas here it feels like she's truly actually being vulnerable and exploring the things that are important to her in her life, you know. Cool rhythms and stuff as well. Bass guitar is so lazy, it's like almost out of time. It's really cool. It kind of creates this kind of real kind of off-kilter kind of rhythm. Really enjoyed that. Like, such a nice smooth vibe, something that feels a little bit different, has more of that kind of neo-soul kind of feel to it, vintage kind of feeling. I like when she does a bit more singing. I think like I really like the thick harmonies and stuff, and I really like this idea that she's written a song called Love Life, which could be considered something, you know, your love life with one person, but actually it's more about what she loves in life and exploring all those different things, you know. I love it when my life's like this. I love it when my life's like this. I love it when my fans speak French. I love it when my clothes smell fresh. So even like, it's like the smallest little things, she's appreciating the things that are good in her life. I love how up high my tits now. She loves that she got a boob job. She loves her man. Like, she loves his lips, you know. I love it when my fans ain't mad when I look snatched. Oh, I see. Obviously, she's had surgery and the fans aren't going, oh, you shouldn't have surgery. They're in like supporting her. She's like talking about all the things that they embrace with her as well. Like, you know, roaring for her on stage on the tour, embracing my flaws. You know, it's like something huge, something small. I really like this song. I think the lyric is really good, really is letting us in on something a bit more vulnerable. And I really appreciate that. Next song, this is Skull and Bones, Pirate DOJA. Cool. Nice. Nice bass, nice chords, Nice vocal. I love the smoothness in this back end of the album. Give it to me.
The only thing I saw was a record. Folded under was pressure. Can I say what's so hard to believe? What is the message? You need to mind your business, Helga Pataki. Something devilish if you at me.
I think she's kind of embracing her reactionary traits. I think there is a place for those reactionary songs in the album. I just think it was just too much in a way. Like, I prefer hearing here, like, these songs in the end of the album that kind of, tell me something about her, not just building the walls up for protection because someone's attacked me kind of songs.
I've been pushing Satan this and Satan that. My fans trust me, baby. God don't play with hate like that. See on them charts all over the map.
Putting charts all over the map, yeah.
Bitches crying with full face, that's animal cruelty. And I don't need to say it to them.
Cool. Nice. Really like the atmosphere in this as well. There's a sense of like cinema to it. I really like that song. Again, it almost feels like to me that she came up with this album, and I'm going to say that she came up with the album from Agora Hills onwards, and that was the concept, was that this kind of vibe, a bit of a new neo-soul thing, a bit of like romance, a bit of like, you know, all these kinds of things, and then maybe got cold feet, and then ended up writing a bunch of like I'm the one kind of I'm amazing diss tracks that just got dumped on to kind of the beginning of the album. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what I'm getting from it. It feels unconsidered in the way that the album is actually going to flow as a single album, and more just like, I'm just going to dump all these songs on you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it almost feels like the beginning of the album is maybe reactionary to all the stuff that's been going on and was kind of quickly thrown together, which is a shame because I feel like there's so much artistry and it's really shown more in these later songs, a lot more. It's cold, I mean really cold, but my blood is warm. What's inside of me but skull and bones? Ask the Lord, there's a price for yours. What's inside me now but my soul? So getting existential. So the only thing I sold was a record. The only thing I folded under was pressure. Can I say I digress? You the aggressor. Now you all say you're impressed. I'm the successor. I like all the different assonances in those different lyrics there. I don't need to intervention or one of your lectures. What's so hard to believe? What's the message? Talented and I'm driven like you ain't seen. And that's why God blessed me, you should respect him. So there's a like linking to the soul, linking to, you know, religion and like maybe afterlife and stuff, but also talking about it in the frame of reference of her success and who she is and her confidence and how she did what she did, you know. When I arrive on the set, ain't no holy water. When I grind my set, make sure you throw me waters. Like, there's a lot about this that is really like digging into like religion and stuff, you know, also linking it to skull and bones, you know, what is within her, like, but literal skull and bones, like a skull and crossbones. And then she talks about charting maps and stuff. It's like, yeah, it's quite clever. Let's go to the next song. This is Attention, which I've heard before. If you want to see my initial reaction to this, I did it in one of the catch-up videos, so I'll link it for you. I like this song. I kind of wish more of the album was like this, you know?
Baby, if you like it, just read that and pay it.
Maybe they put out this song and it didn't get as much kind of attention as maybe she wanted. Maybe they got a bit spooked and thought, oh, the album is mostly this kind of stuff, and then wrote all the other stuff. Look at me. I'm naked. Oh no, wrong one. This DOJA like has so much artistry to her. Like, it's like there's so much she has to say, not only in her lyrics but also in the sound of the song. The earlier songs in the album are just kind of more generic, and this has like so much more uniqueness to it, you know?
You don't really care about the music.
Yeah. It is about her artistry and about who she is, you know? Yeah. And I think that like the metaphor here is that she talks about her creative impulse, maybe her inner child, and how she needs to be respected in her art, you know?
I'm naked. Vulnerability.
Yeah, and she needs to be able to be vulnerable. She needs to feel as if she's safe to be vulnerable artistically. You need to treat it well. You need to treat it like with respect.
Why she thinks she Nicki M? She thinks she hot shit.
Yeah.
Of course you bitches comparing DOJA to who the hottest.
I like that. It's like respect for Nicki M. It's like I don't need you to love everything I do, but I need you to kind of respect it.
Okay, cute.
And I love how it ends. Cool. Yeah, really like that. Obviously, I mean, I already knew I really liked that one. I just wish there was more of that kind of stuff on the album. And that one is like actually genuinely feels like it's like lyrically digging in the most kind of mature way that she has throughout the album, and the way that she's using like a metaphor to explain her artistic muse and how it needs to be loved. You know, there's like a real kind of artistry within that, you know, that I feel is not represented earlier on. And maybe it's kind of like a bit poetic in a sense to kind of have a song like that that's like, I need you to respect my creative muse, and then maybe because that hasn't happened, she's then had to write all the other songs, you know? I don't know. That's kind of how it feels to me. I'll be interested to see what you guys think or what's been said. Cool, okay. Let's go on to the penultimate song. This is Balut. None
of you can be first. You can be next.
Okay. Cool. Love those kind of glissando, kind of really clashy jazz chords.
Coattail, this isn't my folk meal dish. I'm oatmeal, glass houses. I don't really like to keep my stones there. On the boat, yeah, it's really no fair. The stage and lose the crystals on my toenails. Make the whole, got some professionals. They're really nice people.
The sound of this. Love the cool kind of like almost like spirally vocally things. Yeah, it's a bit of like a 90s wiki wiki woo reference.
It's like taking candy from a baby. She's so fresh, so queasy, so nice. Fuck do she put in them hits? You a real.
What does she put in those hits? So more about maybe her music.
You are fleeting cause you can't copy this.
It's kind of like inviting challenge, like artistically, which is quite fun. It kind of has more of that kind of braggy feeling, but to do it in a way that's like, I dare you to come for me artistically, I think is a much more kind of interesting perspective, you know? It kind of hits that balance between kind of having that braggy attitude, which probably works quite well for a single, but like having a bit more of intelligence. This synth is really Spice Girls to me. Yeah, I really enjoy the drums and stuff as well. Like it has a bit more of like a kind of old school kind of R&B kind of feel. And it has a real kind of grit and a bite to the drums there, which is nice. Yeah, great. And like, that was just really cool. I just feel like there's so much more intelligence in this stuff. And like, I'm really appreciating this. Like, as much as the whole album, if you consider it as a whole album, is a bit like up and down, I do think that like there's some real brilliance in here and some true artistry that she gets bogged down maybe at the beginning of the album in reactionary stuff. But yeah, that song I really, really loved. The vibe of it, I love what she was saying. It had a bit of that braggy thing, but still was focusing more about the art, you know, which I think that's what makes it different. And I feel like that's what she was trying to go for with attention. And then it kind of like, I don't know, the rest of it didn't really go there. I don't know. Remember this, girls, none of you can be a first, but all of you can be a next. Interesting. That's kind of maybe a bit of a reverence for the past, but there's also something kind of a bit patriarchal, a bit misogynistic about that sample, which is interesting. Maybe it's a bit of like, I'm still doing better than you ever thought I could type thing, you know? Because she finds it easy. She's like, making a hit is easy. Dishes on my ass, I'm still thicker than some oatmeal. I love that. Glass houses, I don't really like to keep my stones there. Oh well, I'll buy another property from the 4 mil. So it's like that reference, that kind of metaphor of a glass house, you know, like kind of don't push it, don't break your own glass house. Just like, well, actually, well, I can push it because I have the money to back me up. Yeah, I like all the references to crystals and to glass and to all these things. Got some professionals, they're really nice people. I love that. Like really respecting other artists and asking for respect herself, but also kind of like bragging about how great she is as an artist, you know. Before we go into the final song, this is a quick shout out to my patrons. Thank you guys. These guys will support me over on Patreon, where they get not only their name in the video, but they get to watch all my videos unedited, and they also get to watch them like ahead of time. And in the upper tiers, you can even choose what I listen to. So you get to request a song every month, or an artist every month, or an album every month, and I will react to it and I'll post it for everybody on Patreon. So there are actually a number of bonus videos every single month as well, which is quite exciting. If you want to get involved on the Patreon, the link's in the description. Thank you for all your support, everybody. Cool, okay, let's go on to the final song. This is WYM Freestyle. Don't know what that means.
Fuck this beat.
Okay, stylistically, we've gone back to the beginning.
Fuck this beat.
Fuck this beat.
Fuck what y'all been saying. I ain't for the streets. What you mean?
I like the sample. But this song sounds exactly the same as all the ones at the beginning.
Ain't no competition when they hear me slide. A sellout till I notice I got drive.
Was a sellout till I noticed I got drive.
Now, bitch, you must be kidding.
Yeah. I guess it's the same story of like, I'm successful, you're an idiot. Ooh, what that sound is. She's like truly just like ranting, isn't she? I really enjoyed that laughing at the end. I don't know, that song like really was a bit basic for me. Like, I don't know, it's so strange. It really does feel like two different Doja Cats. And like, I don't know why she didn't have the confidence to follow her kind of artistic muse, like truly. Like at the beginning of the album, like, okay, not the whole beginning of the album was shite. Like there were some... Like there were some songs, like I liked Ouchies and there was some fun production choices and stuff. I just think that stylistically there's just so much more interesting stuff on Agora Hills, Can't Wait, Often, Love Life, Skull and Bones, Attention and Balut. It's like all of those songs just had something unique to them that felt like really different and really had more artistry. She was showing more artistry. She was more vulnerable, you know. I felt like I was understanding who she was, you know, whereas like in the songs where she's, you know, reactionary, the diss tracks, she's talking about how great she is, I don't feel like I'm getting to know her in those songs, you know. I wonder whether it's kind of like those songs do well and that's why she's made those kinds of things. But it's a shame because like the album does feel really bloated, it feels overlong. Like I feel there is a place for some of the earlier songs, definitely, especially like some of the more exciting production choices there. I think you could probably cut Demons, maybe cut Wet Vagina, cut 97 maybe, and WMYM Freestyle. I think that you would have a really tight album that would have a point of view and would just feel better as an album more than just a data dump. I think that's kind of a bit of a modern streaming era thing where like a lot of these albums have become just data dumps where it's like it doesn't matter how long it is because there's no restrictions, so you may as well just like put everything on there, and when it comes down to listening, people pick out the songs they want and all the others won't get any streams, but it doesn't really matter, which I think is a shame because as an artist, she seems like somebody who's really going for artistry, telling a story, expressing herself in her own unique way, following her own muse, all these kinds of things. And so to kind of then put an album that doesn't feel considered is a shame because obviously she has that in her. Yeah, but yeah, that's my opinion on that. But like I did like there was a lot on that I really enjoyed. Yeah, so my favorite song on the album is Can't Wait. I love the melodies, I love the hooks, I love the simplicity in it, but I love the romance in it. I love how she is being really vulnerable with us, and I love the way that she frames her romance in a way that she's just so obsessed, but she's also very self-aware that maybe she needs to give him some space sometimes. Yeah, and it felt like she was really getting vulnerable with us. So yeah, that's my favorite song on the album, and like in terms of the vibe of it as well, I really liked it. But yeah, let me know what you think about the album. It's a very interesting one because it feels like a tale of two halves in a way, a bit of a mixed bag. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you think. Make sure to leave your top 5 in the comments. If you want to check out my Scissor SOS reaction, it is here. And if you want to check out my first reaction to Attention, it's in this video here.